I'm Nancy Showalter, and you're listening to Spirituality for the Politically Incorrect podcast. Welcome, all radical paradigm shifters and creative change makers. You who dare to create a better life and a better world. Tap into the power that resides within you and use that power for constructive change. Hello and welcome to another episode as we continue our discussion on the human aura and the 7 major chakras that actually act as step-down transformers from the energy that is flowing to us from our God self, the I Am Presence, that part of us which remains in the spirit world as our soul descends into physical embodiment. We have talked about the heart, the throat, and the third eye chakras, and how they together are the 3 chakras that are the most powerful for manifesting, precipitating in the physical world. We speak the word, the energy of the heart, and the visualization, the imagination that creates. So today, we are going to talk about the Solar Plexus Chakra. This chakra is just beneath the heart. And I think most of us are familiar with that. The solar plexus is really the feeling body. It is the emotions. And let's think of emotion as energy in motion. We know that our emotions contain a tremendous amount of energy. But think of it as energy in motion that is not meant to become stagnant within our aura. It's meant to flow through us. So when we have emotions, whether they're at the higher level and frequency range of love and joy and all these different things, gratitude and happiness and all of the different emotions that we can have, or at the other end of the spectrum and the energy spectrum, where we would have discouragement, fear, doubt, depression, anxiety, anger, different emotions on the scale of that energy in motion. So when we think of it as energy in motion, then we realize that we are not going to latch on to any one emotion and try to crystallize it, because that's actually what happens is we crystallize this energy in our force field. It's a denser energy, so therefore it literally falls to the lower part of our aura, and it kind of begins to create its own energy that is somewhat in opposition to our higher consciousness. This has been referred to as the electronic belt, or energy that doesn't just continue to flow. And this is true with all 7 chakras, not just this one. But I wanted to emphasize how the emotional body, the emotional chakra, the solar plexus chakra is referred to as the place in the sun. It's that place of feeling where we do employ that energy of emotion. This chakra is also the focus of peace. And I think you can maybe understand if you have emotions running wild and the negative and exploding in different ways, the antithesis of peace. Peace is a power. It's not just an absence of conflict. Peace is actually a powerful energy, and it's focused in this solar plexus chakra. It's meant to be that power of peace and not just emotions running wild or energy running wild. And sometimes people think, well, I can't deny my emotions. That's just who I am. And it's true. We certainly do not deny our emotions. And if, sometimes we have issues in life that we go through periods of grief, sorrow, maybe discouragement. We have a lot of things on the spectrum of the emotional scale, depending on what's happening in our world. But it is not meant to be crystallized at that level so that we become stuck and focused on one particular emotion, even if that emotion is positive, because nothing stays the same. You perhaps have noticed that in life. Everything flows. And so, with that flowing, and when things do happen that are not necessarily positive, we can let that energy move through us, process it, deal with it, transmute it, and move on. So when you have tragedy in your life, sometimes it's very difficult to move on because that record of that pain, whatever it is crystallized. And once again, it's in our auras, in the subconscious, perhaps, but it is nonetheless there. And that is the energy that we want to free and let it move. So, yes, when the death of a loved one, yes, we grieve and we go through that process. We allow ourselves to go through that process, but we don't stay there. We do move on. Granted, there are many cases where there are very severe traumas, and that's where sometimes we need help from a therapist or someone to help us get through that. But let's talk more about this energy of peace. When your solar plexus is calm, you have the power of peace. And you're using the full potential of your desire body. Think about it. The desire is a powerful force. It's desire that allows us to achieve our spiritual goals, our material goals, our life goals. So we find that this is a very powerful chakra, but it's also one that is probably the most undisciplined of our chakras. And I think you can imagine what the perversions would be of this chakra. It would be guiding your life totally by reactions and being what you might call emotional, in the sense that you don't have a balance in all of the chakras, so that you are perceiving life and interacting with life in a balanced way. But the solar plexus chakra is out of balance. It is not that powerful reservoir of peace, a power that keeps you in equilibrium, which is very, very important, especially in these days of all the things that we're going through individually and collectively. The upper chakras and the upper meaning above the heart and the ones below the heart actually have a relationship. And so you think of this solar plexus chakra, and when that energy is raised to the throat level, you think of then the release of the fiat, such as what Jesus did when he said to the angry waves, "Peace, be still." And through that fiat, a wave of light goes over the whole planet, actually, causing all kinds of change. And not only do we say peace be still to conditions in the world, but we say peace be still. We can use that fiat with our own solar plexus chakra. In other words, if you are feeling an emotional torrent of energy, rather than just exploding or putting out a lot of energy, which recreates the situation actually, you can say to your solar plexus, to yourself, peace, be still. Peace, be still. Peace, be still. Then work to handle whatever situation you're facing at the time from a more balanced perspective, using all of your chakras, not just this out of balance solar plexus chakra. This is one of the greatest masteries, and of course Jesus came in the Piscean age, the mastery of water, which is the emotional body, which is showing mastery over that chakra. The solar plexus has 10 petals and it vibrates with the color of violet. It's a powerful, powerful chakra, and it is one that we truly want to master. Very important as we master that range of emotions, being depression and fear and anger and all those at the lower frequency, all the way up to the higher frequency. Now, how do we sometimes master these? What if you're feeling discouraged? What if you're feeling depressed? What's a way that you can move out of that vibration? Well, probably one of the easiest and most powerful ways is to focus on gratitude. And you say, well, how can I feel gratitude when I'm feeling that horrible energy? Well, you can feel gratitude by directing your thoughts and your words and your mind to those things that you can be grateful for. I don't care how destitute your situation is, you can always be grateful for something. If nothing else, simply the fact that you're alive. You're still alive. And sitting in that moment where you are, all is well. You are alive. But you can look around the room, literally. You can look at your computer, you can look at your phone, you can look at a plant, you can look at a picture, you could look at any object like that and give your gratitude to that object. Give your gratitude to your phone. How valuable is it to you? How does it support you? Thank your phone. May sound like it's crazy, but give it a try. Same way if you have a pet, or, of course, someone you love, another person, to hold them in your thoughts and just express gratitude and thoughts of gratitude. You can also verbalize these thoughts to that one, expressing that gratitude. Now, if you say that's just too difficult or just doesn't work for me, try going outside, walk in a park somewhere, walk in nature, look around, give gratitude for any flowers, for the trees, for the sunshine, for anything in nature, the sky, the birds. Just give gratitude and thanks. Give thanks for your good health if you have good health. You could give thanks even if you don't have the best of health because you're giving thanks for what your true matrix of perfection is. Give thanks for the food that you have to eat, the shoes that you have to wear, anything, just very simple. But gratitude is so powerful. And I'll tell you a technique that you can use, and that is every single night before you go to bed, get a journal or a notebook and write down 3 things that you are grateful for that day. But not just writing them. Then you need to feel that gratitude. Once again, this is the solar plexus chakra. This is the feeling body where you want to feel that gratitude. And then the next night, do it again, but you can't repeat anything you did the first night. And you do this for 21 days. Now, why 21 days? Well, you can do it in different patterns, but 21 days is when they say it takes 21 days to create a new habit. So you want to kind of lock in this concept of gratitude. I think after 21 days, you will find remarkable change in your life, especially if you're pulling yourself out of a depression or out of discouragement or mastering anger or fear. Fear is another vibration of the solar plexus that can totally move us out of alignment with our higher self and God consciousness, and also put us on a path that it can be destructive. We don't want to look at life from a perspective of fear. So what is the opposite of fear? The opposite of fear is love. And so when you start expressing gratitude and love toward other parts of life and to yourself, you can speak to yourself and be grateful Be grateful for your body. Your body has a little elemental that sustains your physical body. You can be thankful to your body for its health, for its wholeness, for just sustaining yourself alive. So there is so much we can be thankful for. And gratitude is a great, great tool. So try it. 3 things at the end of the evening. Write down 3 things you're grateful for. It could be anything. And then feel the gratitude, though, as you write them down. And do this for 21 days. And see the transformation that will happen in your life. So this is the solar plexus chakra, the place of the sun. It's a powerful feeling, energy in motion, emotional body that propels us to fulfill our goals, whether they're spiritual or any other goal. So purple and gold, you can visualize it, and in your meditations you can place a brilliant white bright sun disk over your solar plexus, and this will help maintain equilibrium. So that is the solar plexus, and that is all for today. So I will see you next week. Until then, keep an open mind, a generous heart, and a powerful spirit. Thank you for being with me today, and if you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, download, and comment. I'd love to hear from you, and your support is much appreciated. And don't forget, go to nancyshowalter.com to get your free electronic copy of my book, It's Okay to Be Rich, The Entrepreneur's Guide to Increased Wealth and Personal Mastery, endorsed by T. Harv Eker, and my free mini course, How to Speak Your Success, the shocking truth of how your words impact achieving your goals. I'll see you next week.